This is Face to Face. Live from the Gold Room Studio, your host, Nesta Can and Caprice Rogers.
Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of Face to Face. Yours truly, Nesta Can and Caprice Rogers.
That's me.
And today we have a special guest on the show. But I don't even want to say a special guest.
Returning guest.
He's a returning guest.
Been here before.
He goes by the name of Cobra. Or did you change your name?
I changed my name to Garret in this movie.
Okay, so Cobra, a.k.a. Garret.
Yes.
Welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
You will always be Cobra to me, though.
I will
always be Cobra.
Forever I'm Cobra. Some guy told me that, you're better than Snake Plissken. I'm like,
welcome back to the show, Cobra.
Welcome back.
And give us an update of what's been going on, because it's been a while since you've been on the show with us.
well, we filmed this movie. It's called Sins of the Devil, which you guys gracefully gave us some money for that.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
So
we made the
you will
donation
have
for
the
that.
name in the credits,
What? No way.
This movie it's pretty intense, like as far as like the acting and the story is more of it's a horror movie, but it's like kind of like a satanic cult that basically home invades this girl's sort of semi birthday party. It's not like a full blown, birthday party, but there's a bunch of friends that are gathered there, and we kind of screw up her night.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Are we talking like, is it similar to like Strangers? You ever seen that film?
Yeah, something like that. It's more like The Omen, Devil's Rejects, and Rosemary's
Devil's
Baby.
Rejects. Okay, right.
Rosemary's Baby. Something like that. I don't want to give away what the movie's about, but it's basically we need this individual for a specific thing.
So is this the darkest film you've ever did thus far?
Yeah, I think so. Well, we did Evil Unleashed, that short film.
Yeah,
with the box. It's called a D-Book box. That was just like a
Oh,
test.
the Dybbuk box.
Yeah, that.
Oh, I remember.
Sorry,
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
But yeah, that was like us getting back into testing the waters of what we can do as far as like a production. Because Gary and I, we made Plaga Zombie American Invasion.
Yes.
With a bunch of, with a bunch of people.
That's all the time I see him all
Classic,
home
yes.
like a zombie.
Yes.
Yeah.
And with this movie, it's a smaller movie as far as like, the aspect of we don't have 300 zombies running around. Right? We have great actors and actresses, young kids. Like we did the whole casting thing. Gary's girlfriend Alicia, she became like a HR producer.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
So everybody did their part to make this movie what it is, and it was all last summer in the heat in Massachusetts every weekend.
Oh, that doesn't sound fun. Did you have fun?
I had fun, but like I said, it was a lot of work because it's just us. Like I said, Alicia would be doing the clacker, the microphone. I don't know if the girls needed something, run and do something for the girls because she was the HR person. Right. I was also doing like sound, whatever. Gary obviously is doing the lights and he's the director. Then we had Kevin. He's also helping with the lights and the actors, of course, like Adam, Matt, Renee, Danya, Day Day, Nick. I don't want to forget anybody because I hate forgetting people. Alyssa, Angie. Oh my God, I'm gonna
Barbie.
fuck this up.
It's happening.
No, we don't say that name.
I just got that.
Voldemort. She's Voldemort. We don't say that name.
Check the old episodes for
the
that
other
one.
the other one with no name. Don't mention that one either.
I forgot.
But, don't mention those names.
Stick it straight up. Yeah. Remember that
So
one?
I said Nick, Wendy, Catherine. There's a bunch of FX we did with Kitty. There's a lot of people. Kevin, Kevin's dad. Everybody that I mentioned put their heart and soul into this movie.
Right.
They, nobody got paid. Basically we tried to give something that we made with the GoFundMe with you guys.
Yeah.
To the kids, to the younger crew. The younger.
Oh,
the
I
actors.
understand
Right.
that. Yeah.
Like, okay, you guys are coming here to act.
I get
We
that.
could throw you a 50 and some food.
Yeah.
And then hopefully the next movie we'll have more money to give to these
Yeah.
people because they were great. Like all these kids were like, I watched the movie when we're editing with Gary, and I'm just like, fuck, man, we got a fucking movie, bro.
It sounded like a good experience.
Yeah, and me, I had to act with these kids. Like, you know, they go to school for this stuff. They they do plays and shit. I can't do a fucking play.
Oh, like you were acting with like theater kids?
Yeah, like I think some of them, you know, they do like these theaters like over the summer and stuff. And I'm like, I don't fucking do shit like that. I gotta step it up. So I kind of like it. It challenged me to be like a better actor with these other people. You know, like Adam, he worked with the mariachi. You ever see the mariachi? No. It's like it's like the one before Desperado.
No, I haven't seen
Antonio Banderas movie. Well, the director Robert Rodriguez.
Okay.
He made the mariachi with no budget, and so Adam worked with the guy who played the mariachi back in the 80s. So he has also, you know, he's been to school for acting. So I'm the only one. I'm like, fuck. I don't know. How am I going to pull this off? How am I going to do a Southern accent without insulting people? And apparently I did. I pulled it off.
Real quick, I got a question. Just so like as an actor, right? Does that experience trump like school? What do you call it? You know how like if you're taught something, or if you just experience it, like what's better? Is it better to be taught it, or is it better to kind of just throw yourself in?
I think that you should have everything. Like, you know, I was talking to Gary, but I think like, cause sometimes
that's a good question.
There's people who are good with remembering their lines.
Right.
I'm not one of them because I act on emotion.
Okay.
So I might say we're talking about the water. Poland Spring, it's such a great vintage of water. I'll change it around and be like, Poland Spring, what a great fucking drink. And then the actors will be like that, and the actor will be like, wait, you're supposed to say Poland Spring. Well, I'm like, fuck. So then we have to do it again because I get in the moment and like start acting. But a lot of people do that. A lot of actors, you know, Hollywood actors do that.
I never knew that.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, so you have to. You can change this. Like, luckily, like, Chris. Sorry, Chris. I love you, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Also, he wrote the screenplay with Gary.
Okay.
Gary, a man of many hats. My brother, my partner in Psycom Productions, which is our production team.
Nice.
They wrote the script like years ago, and we said, "Fuck it, you know, we got to make something that's not so zombie-like. You know, zombies. It's done. Like everybody's doing zombie films. We wanted to do like a story where you actually like these people and hate these people. Wow. Like, you'll hate us, maybe, and then you'll like these kids. You know? Like, you'll feel bad for what's going on to these kids because, like, fuck, you get to know them throughout the movie.
I wonder how many. Now that you mention that, I wonder how many scripts have been changed based on
all
that.
The time.
Shoot, I like the way he said that.
Yeah,
he freestyled it. Let's change it. Yeah, do that again.
Yeah, they do that.
Because it feels better.
It feels better.
Do you ever see The Usual Suspects when they're doing a lineup and the guy's like, say your fucking name, cocksucker, and the guy farted.
But they kept it.
They started laughing and they're like, just keep it.
I like when moments like that happen. Though.
So sometimes, you know, like I said, Gary allows us to do that with the characters. Like, dude, if you're not feeling what he's saying, like, just change it up. Like, don't change it completely.
Yeah. Okay, so what about actions? So like, let's say
that you have to practice.
Okay, so there's this one scene where I forgot the movie, but Leonardo DiCaprio was in it, and I think it was Django Unchained. I think actually, and he cut his hand.
Yeah,
but it was an accident. But it was so good they kept it in.
You have DiCaprio doing that. I'd probably fuck it up and shit, you're supposed to cut the other hand.
Yeah.
Well, continuity, because continuity is a pain in the ass too.
Oh yeah, you do have to worry about that. Right,
so if he cut this hand, this is the hand that he has to use for the rest of the movie.
Oh.
Like me, I had to use a knife
I understand.
in a specific area, like always pull the knife from this side because that's where I had my holster. Now if I changed it, you know. So continuity is a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
That's why the script is very important, because let's say we filmed today, couldn't get it done, and what I said that day, I have to remember, shit, I said that the last week, so that we could do this shot of us together, and then a close-up of you, saying the same thing over and over again.
Okay.
So you might not be able to mesh it together.
Fun fact, I love catching those accidents though.
Yeah.
Everybody does. You know,
I do it all the time.
The continuity mess ups.
All the time.
Love it.
If you watch Evil Unleashed, I had the drink was on this side and it was on that
it was on the other side.
Because we filmed 2-3 weeks later.
Oh, yeah.
And unless you have somebody there's continuity people that sit there,
really?
take pictures of that.
Oh, wow.
Make sure that water was there that day.
I did not know that there was a position for that.
That's when you have a budget. We don't have that. So I'm taking pictures with my phone. Gary's taking pictures with his phone. Alicia's taking pictures. We're all taking pictures. And we're like, damn, that actually helped. You know, because
to remember,
we don't want to reveal what we're doing, but it actually helps. Like when we're editing, I'm like, dude, you remember what day we filmed? He's like, I don't fucking know. Go back and look at the pictures with the date. So
we getting the behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes
stuff,
yeah,
you know.
especially independent movies, like they're made with a lot of passion. That's why, you know, it's hard. Yes, you don't have a budget. We can't cater everything. We had a wrap party for everybody. That was fun. You know, everybody came back and we got some food and stuff and everybody mingled. And I showed them a couple of parts of the movie. They're like, "Oh my god, that looks great!" So,
Which leads me to my question. That you go segue right into it. What are your guys' goals in terms of you've been doing a lot of indie films?
Well, we want to get a budget.
Get a budget?
Yeah,
how it's hard for that. Yeah, because a lot of people ask us like, you know, you guys been doing the podcast for a while. What's your goal or whatever? And I tell them, listen, we're not trying to be like Joe Rogan or anything like that. We just like what we do. We just like to have fun.
It's an outlet.
The outlet. Yeah. Give people an outlet like Cobra to come on the
that's
show
it.
and market themselves.
Right.
We just like it's like a hobby,
fun,
but a little bit more than a hobby. But you take it serious,
Of course.
Because remember you did your music and I used to do the DJ thing. So people say, well, you know, you do well as a DJ. Why don't you put that energy into being a podcast? It could really take off. So I'm not trying to do it. We're just trying to have fun.
It's another form of entertainment.
Right. Yeah. So when we bring on Cobra, I want to know basically where you guys trying to go. You guys just love doing indie films or you guys trying to take it to that next level? And I know it's hard.
The thing about indie films is that you have complete control over everything you want to do.
Gotcha.
Once a production company comes in, when they put money,
I don't want that. I don't want
got
you. Yeah, they start
him.
to put.
He's too short. Get rid of that one.
Yeah.
Cobra, you're 50. Get out.
How does that not stifle creativity?
They let you like all these movies that you see now. They're mingled in with the producers, executive producers that may not even know. Like I was watching a thing about Kevin Smith about his Superman movie. He wrote a script for Superman Returns or some shit with Nicolas Cage.
Okay.
And the producer was out of his fucking mind, and he said, "I want spiders in the movie."
Huh?
He's like, "Why?" He's like, "Because I just want Superman to fight a spider." But it's not in the comics. So he has to be like, "Fuck, I want this job. I want this job, but it's gonna be stupid." So a lot of these executives, they have a lot of money. I want to make some movies. I don't care. They put Tinkerbell in the movie. Tinkerbell has nothing to do with Sins of the Devil.
So it takes away control, basically.
Right.
Oh.
So we have that freedom to pick who we want as actors.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that. Is it hard? Yeah. Would we like to have some money to actually, I don't know, I'm not saying be millionaires, but like make a movie or so a year and get paid.
I see some people put the indie films. Are they still doing this on Tubi? You know Tubi?
Yeah. Our movie's on Tubi.
It's on Tubi?
Yeah, it's on Tubi. There's a Blu-ray out there, and there's a French Blu-ray. Like it's like they dubbed our voices.
Oui.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm like so debonair when I'm gonna shoot you in the fucking head. Boom! I'm like, holy shit. We're in like the Poland. Now we're in Portuguese. Like it's crazy. This small ass movie that all these people with a lot of hunger made this movie like what it is.
That must feel amazing.
When I see like just maybe one random person be like, dude, you're like Snake Plissken Reloaded. I'm like, dude, come on. He's like, no man, I fucking love your movie, and it's like 2 a.m. I'm like, dude, I appreciate that, but it's 2 a.m. right now.
Doesn't matter.
So I understand these actors that have to deal with all these like fans and shit, but I love it. Like I would
flowers.
Love to. Here's my freaking autograph. Yeah, frame it. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like what's cool about this group is like we're a family.
Yeah.
Like we have disagreements because we're all passionate about everything.
Right.
And you're gonna see it in this movie because Gary's vision with Kevin, because they both did the camera. Beautiful setup, man.
Yeah.
Beautiful. The acting, it's real. Like what we always talk about Gary is like we want reality. We want people that look real. We don't want the 6'5" guy that looks like, I don't know, the perfect man as like the main dude. Like we want like a normal, a person that guy lives down my street. I would feel bad if his freaking head got popped off because he looks normal.
I was lucky enough to see just
sometimes
midgets of things.
Yeah.
I try to show him
this man is a totally different person.
Yeah.
Different person.
He showed
no, it's just something.
He'd be sitting on the bench like, hey,
we would just
Caprice,
be chopping it up.
He showed it to you.
We were chopping it up.
Yeah.
And
what are your ideas?
Because I would ask him every now and then, like, how's it going?
Yeah. How's it going?
And what I don't know the guy he's showing me on the screen.
That's
different.
He's different.
But that's great.
It's just amazing to see. But he's scary. I can imagine. He's a little bit of a psychopath.
I play like
he's a little bit.
But it's
crazy.
like it's not extreme crazy. It's like he's kind of like a messed up soul.
Yeah, right.
You know, like
right.
he's like a baby. Like, you know, they're always scolding him in the movie. Like the whole movie, I'm getting like shit on. Like, and I'm the guy who does most of the
you're doing
stuff. But I get, you know, backhand.
Do you kind of play like the same character in every different movie? You know, some people you say, oh, he plays this role all the time. No. That's why they get those bookings. But then there's some people like, I don't know, give me an actor like, I don't know.
Ryan Reynolds, for me, he's always kind of playing the same dude.
Kind of playing the same dude.
Same
and there's
comical,
some people who can
same
mix them
comedy.
Up. There's some actors that are like, same guy.
If you watch
Deadpool
and you watch Green Lantern, it's maybe hyped up, but he's kind of the same goofy.
Yeah, but he wasn't the same in Amityville.
No, that's a completely different.
I was
very impressed.
Yeah, he was
serious,
different.
you know, scary at times. But
yes.
He still had that Ryan Reynolds flair where he was like, you know, doing this little.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Hugh Jackman, on the other hand, that guy's on different spectrums. If you ever seen Prisoners, Wolverine,
and
all these.
He's also in a musical. He sings. Yeah,
you
so
know,
it's
that
totally different.
De Niro, you know, De Niro is always good at like the mafia dudes.
Yeah, mafia.
But if you watch Meet the Fockers, the guy's funny as fuck.
He's funny, yeah.
You know?
So you can switch it up a little bit. You're versatile.
Yeah, if you watch,
you're not just always a scary dude.
No, if you watch Evil Unleashed, I'm kind of like a douche. Like,
yeah, you are.
You know, I'm not Cobra. Like Cobra's more like, you know,
Cobra's badass. Like I'm not playing no
Doesn't
games.
say much.
Yeah, there ain't no talking up in here.
Garret, to me, he's more like a messed up dude. Like he's been through a lot of shit for some reason. Okay. And this is what Garret told me. Like there's something in your past that made you who you are. So go with that.
Are we gonna see this in the film?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I mean, there's moments where I'm just like emotional and shit.
Oh, so we might feel for this character then.
Maybe
emotion.
Oh wow!
I want to see you as a biker guy. You got the tattoos.
I can't drive. I can't ride a bike.
And
They would have to get like a double for me.
Double.
Get a shorter, taller version of me, please. There's a guy at work. What's his name? Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot your name. If you watch this, oh fuck.
He's an actor.
Tucson. Oh, I think it's Tucson. He calls me Aquaman all the time. He's like, "Hey, Aquaman, what's up, Aquaman?"
I get it.
I'm like, "Thanks, bro. I'm 2 foot shorter than, 3 feet shorter than the guy, but I'll take it, bro."
Got it.
Hey, Aquaman, every day. Hey, Aquaman. Like,
wow. Which so this is what movie for you? How many movies have you done so far?
Well, I was in a couple. Like in Argentina, I did Daemonium. I was in another movie called Grasa. Bruno Montaneta. Like my friends in Argentina make movies and they're like, "Oh, you're visiting? Come here. We need you to be in a movie."
Oh, nice.
But never like a role like this. Like this is a starring.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm in the movie basically 98% of the movie.
Oh, beautiful.
You know, maybe there's parts of me that you don't see, but yeah, maybe like 95% of the movie. My presence is there.
Is this the most you've ever been in a film?
Yeah, I was there the whole summer. Wow. With Plaga Zombie, when we first started, I didn't know Gary that much, so I was there. Like I took 2 weeks off from work, unbeknownst to me that it was going to take years. So I would come back. But this, I said, I want the weekends off. I bid for the weekends. And every Friday, whatever, if I could get Fridays off, I would drive up to Massachusetts. Wow. We'd film Saturday and Sunday, drive back that night.
So you dedicate.
Wow. And then work. You know, and it's...
I can respect that.
And, you know, like Gary and I, like Alicia, I keep on mentioning the same, Chris, Kevin, we all, like, we would all pick up all this equipment. Tommy, Danny, they came later on. We met Tommy at Kevin's wedding. So all this is like intertwined. We went to Kevin's wedding. We met Tommy. Hey, Tommy, you know, you make films. Oh, yeah, you want to help us? Came along, helped us. Never asked for anything. You know, made them shirts, like, to thank them. You know, like Dixie, one day she made us catering. You know, all these people tried to help as
That's
they
really
could.
nice.
And it definitely made a difference in the movie. Because it's hard to, like, put up lights, man. You're in the forest.
Yeah.
And you have to put up lights. And to not look cheesy. And people are like, oh, but forests don't have lights like that. This is a movie. Okay, how the fuck are you supposed to see the actors if there's no lights?
Right, what are you gonna rely on the moon?
But it's like blue. I'm like, well, don't worry about that. The blue will turn into, you know, you never seen like.
It'll be atmospheric.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so which part of like a zombie movie did you think was real?
Yeah.
You know, when you have people like that, I'm like, you're bitching about the lighting, but there's like crazy ass zombies chewing on people. So you know, you have those haters. You've had people going on IMDb and giving us a 1.
I was gonna say that.
People do that?
Are you on IMDb? Because once you start to do a lot of things,
hateful. You know, everybody's a fucking critic now. That's what I hate about like this new society of like movie watchers. Like as soon as they watch a movie, bang, they're making a video. Oh, you know, I really didn't like the acting there. Do you have the knowledge of what it's like a singer? Like I'll give props to people that get up on stage and sing, even if it's not that type of music. I'm not gonna go there and be like, bash this guy's record. Oh, this guy sucks. well, this girl sucks. You know, they shouldn't be
why
singing
people do that.
because you ruin shit for people go to our IMDb now 4.0. I'm not gonna watch any of their movies now.
Yeah, MBD. Or they got Rotten Tomato where they do the reviews.
Well, we don't have Rotten Tomatoes because we're not that caliber
Yeah,
yet.
you gotta
But,
go to get
look what they did to that Snow White movie. They gave it a 1.6.
Yeah, but bro.
I know. I'm just saying. But anybody could go on your IMDb and destroy you if they want to.
Yeah,
it should be done by
understand.
professional critics or
It's used as a weapon.
I didn't know you
Yes.
could rate on IMDb. I thought it was something. I know I was going to ask you about. I know that you can see what someone has been in, what movies they've been in, even though it's like a small.
You can
movies.
have beef with me and be like, you know what? Fuck this guy. I'm going to give him a 1 now. Just because you have beef with me.
Wow.
Yeah, but so let me ask you a question.
Mark
'cause-
Hensley. We know who you
names.
are.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You know what? Next time I'm bringing the bell.
Oh, you forgot the bell. Mark Hensley. Yeah. Keep on making your movies.
down.
Make
Next episode, we'll let him get it
make
out.
a feature film with how we did.
For real, right?
What was the question you're going to ask?
Yeah, what were you
Sorry,
gonna ask?
I don't even remember anymore.
Does it have anything to do with Mark Hensley?
No, oh, yeah, right. So won't the product speak for itself? So let's say,
Yes.
because like if Snow White, right, if it got bombed and people was like downvoting it or whatever the case,
Yeah.
gave it 1 star, but it was a great film. That word of mouth is going to spread. It'll overpower.
I don't think she was bad in it. I don't think. I think she has a big mouth, and she should. You know, sometimes I think people should keep the politics away from your craft.
I agree.
You know, I mean, some singers, sing about stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like
that's
too
different.
much now.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah. Everything is political. Everything is this.
Yeah.
We just made a horror movie. We don't talk about politics.
Good.
We don't talk about genders. We don't talk about anything. Everybody's
God.
an individual in the movie.
I just want to be in the movie. Like, I just want to enjoy your
cool
film.
people.
That's it.
Like I said, we try to make them a family. Like you know, sometimes like we have differences. Sometimes we might say something to somebody like all mad by accident, and it, and then you apologize. But like you're with these people for 6 months, on the weekends in 95-degree weather in a freaking barn,
Right.
And there's flies everywhere. Of course you're gonna snap. At one point, you just be like, "Why are you looking at me like that?" But this was a great experience.
What
this movie.
is there anything you miss about the experience?
Yeah, I
filming
want
this?
to make more.
Well,
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
but what specifically with this film that
I like,
is there anything
like
you
I said
miss?
before, and it's not because I'm blowing smoke up my bro Gary's ass. This man he's so visually good at what he does.
I understand.
That I want to continue to do that. When you're dating somebody that you really fucking like.
Yes.
And she just right, there you go. She just baked you a fucking batch of cookies, and you're like, fuck, what can she do next? She just made me good chocolate chip cookies. Maybe she can make me a pie. I want to continue to do stuff like that because I feel inspired by these people. Like Kevin. Kevin takes like beautiful shots, pictures of like the moon that we're gonna use in our movie.
Nice.
Chris, he writes like these great dialogues and stuff, and I'm like,
Oh, nice.
dude, there's like so many one-liners in this freaking movie. Like there's one, I'm gonna spoil one part. There's one part where
alert.
I'm in a situation where this guy creeps up on me, which is Chris, with a shotgun, and he's like, "What are you doing here?" And I'm like, "I'm looking for somebody." He's like, "Oh yeah?" I was like, "My sister." He's like, "Your sister? My barn?" I'm like, "Yeah." So we're gonna make a shirt with that because it's just like a cool one-liner, But there's a lot of one-liners in this movie, but not like cheesy one-liners, not like not to be goofy, but just like
Badass, like
like you can't fix your mistakes with butter if you burn toast.
oh,
like stuff like that. Those are like little
shout out
shirts
to
that
the
you
writers,
can.
okay?
Yeah.
So yeah, they
Cooking.
did great. Like I said, these guys have a lot of knowledge when it comes. I can't film shit. I'll take my iPhone and I'll chase after the Filipino on the ramp and stuff. That's my extent of filming. But these guys know about lenses. We're gonna use 7 lenses. I'm like, I don't fucking know the difference between any lens. Well, this one gets a wider shot,
Yeah.
and this one, I'm sure he knows in the room. He would know. I don't
shout
know
out
shit
to our
about that.
engineer.
Yeah, shout out to our engineer. He knows about this stuff. I don't know dick. I just like to clean up, help.
Yeah.
Be the muscle in the movie, bring, whatever lights we got to bring, and then just act or do the audio.
I had a question, but it seemed like you answered it. I was gonna say, at any point, did you ever get discouraged? Like, oh, it's not going anywhere. It's
Not with
like
this movie, no.
Because some people, if they're not getting to that next level and they're on Netflix or anything,
Oh, you get
they get discouraged. But it
Yeah.
seems like he has a love for it. So have you, or
Passions.
I don't know if you can speak for the other crew.
Well,
any of you guys be like, we're tired of this indie shit, man. Like,
No, when we did Plaga Zombie, there was a point where Gary, at one point, we were in the second week or third week of shooting, and we were just exhausted. And Gary's like, "Why are we doing this? This."
yeah. See, sometimes like a creep on you, like,
And it is because we had a script that was massive. Plaga Zombie was supposed to be bigger than what it was.
Really?
There was supposed to be like a puppet in the guy with the backpack, Corey, if you're watching this. He had a backpack, and it was supposed to be like an animatronic alien with him the whole time.
Okay.
And we could do that. Like we don't have money for that. I think we had $3,000 in the budget. Yeah. Everything else came out of pocket, Gary's pocket, my pocket. With this one, we were able to at least make $4,000, but we were lucky to always, we had our equipment already. Equipment is the most expensive. If you have to rent shit, the manpower we didn't have. We had 3 or 4 people setting everything up, every shoot. Wow. Even the actors, like they would, hold their own and bring shit or whatever. But it was cool. There was like a cool atmosphere. Like when we were in the woods, they're making s'mores,
Oh, wow.
It was cool. It wasn't like a long shoot. Like it wasn't like we were there for 15 hours. Right. For us who set up, yes. Like we would go there. At one point we had to chop some wood, boom, axe, chopping shit down to make the scene look better, clean this. And then the actors would come. But that's why that's the only thing that I would say, fuck, I'm tired.
Before we wrap it up, I'll let you ask one question. We have like 5 more minutes.
Okay.
And then, you can wrap it up. Yeah, go ahead.
Just one quick question. So moving on, it becomes easier to film these products, right? Because you are buying.
We get more seasoned, and we have more equipment.
You know.
Like, the more you do shit, the better you get. Like I sucked at kickboxing, and now I can honestly say that I know how to fight. Yeah. But in the beginning, I was like so discouraged with Charlie the Cannibal, my brother.
This is the pictures you showed me when you was in the gym.
Yeah,
I remember that.
He pushed me to, I'm in my 40s. I'm like, why the fuck, But I wanted to look good on film, right, and throw a nice punch. So I started loving it. I'm not the best, but the more you do shit, the better you get.
Facts.
And so these guys, they're Gary's been making films since he was a kid. Like so have I, but I've never filmed. He's always had the camera in his hand. Yeah. Like he's on like what I love about him as a director is he's with us. Like he's on the floor with us, being like, like Steven Spielberg did shit like that. He was in the water with the shark with all of them.
Oh wow!
And that, speaking about a script that changed, they had to change that whole freaking movie because the shark didn't work.
Oh, I heard it. I heard Jaws messed up.
So they said, "Fuck, what are we gonna do now? This thing you can't see it." So they changed it into like a suspense. Oh, what's under the water? Well, that's scary.
They showed it less,
right? Because it didn't work. So that's a change of script. Sometimes you're in a movie and they'll change the whole script that same day. That we're not doing that right now.
Well, so tell the people the name of the movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say it before we wrap it up.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, Sins of the Devil.
Right.
Sins of the Devil. You could look for it on Instagram. We need followers. God damn it.
Follow.
We need followers, and we need people to actually see this movie because this is the movie it's gonna be different.
It's gonna be different.
I think so.
Yeah, let them know where to find you.
Instagram, social, Walter Cobra with a K.
IMBD, what a good.
IMBD, give us a
good review,
Plaga Zombie
man.
American Invasion.
Yeah,
come on.
Plaga Zombie American Invasion.
4 or 5 stars. Give them. Don't give them 1 star.
Don't give us something that you don't.
Yeah, don't BS it. But
don't give us like a 10 if you don't think it's a 10. But don't give me a fucking. A 1, nobody deserves a 1. The effort that you made, even if you had an effort to make something, I give you at least a 3. Right?
Yeah.
You had the balls to go out and do something.
You're being a nice guy. That's good.
All right, Cobra. Appreciate having you on the show again.
Thank you.
Welcome back.
This wraps up another episode of Face to Face. Yours truly, Nessa Can and Caprice.
That's me.
Sexual chocolate.
Sexual chocolate.
Always remember, keep the peace, keep the love, and God bless.
And watch Sins of the Devil.